Hello and welcome back to Red Fox Classics and the continuing restoration of this 1969 Mark II GT6. Now we're working towards starting the engine for the first time since 1983. Now one of the big things it needs is an exhaust. So I've decided to go for a kit, just build my own, and we'll see how that goes. I don't really like any of the ones that seem to be on the market, so worth a shot. So I'm going to lay some bits out and we'll have a look and see what we can make out of this puzzle. Now for the eventual look, I've been kind of auditioning this silencer under the rear for the past week or two. And actually I'm quite pleased with how it looks. It wasn't really what I was envisaging initially, but it actually looks alright. I thought it might look a bit too Larry and Boy Racer. And it's going to have to be in the centre because otherwise the exhaust would have to turn very sharply, like right about here, to be able to fit this silencer on. So that's the position of the rear silencer, more or less. Now, can we get all this lot to join to the front? Yeah, on this. So I spent a bit of time lying under the car and then digging in boxes and then lying under the car again and then putting a die on that mount thing so I could screw it a lot further in than it was the way it would go and it was supplied. And that will mean I could use this hanger and have it quite close to the underside of the boot floor. And what I'm going to need to do now is make something for that to hang off of. And I've managed to put them away. But I have got some scrap. One of these. Got ones that have rusted away inside where the bush sits. So I don't really mind cutting those up, and they'll actually make quite a good exhaust bracket once I take one side off and put a pin through. So that's exhaust bracket number one. And when that back box is mounted under the rear floor, then we start build backwards towards the mount on the diff, and then the middle silencer and the mount just about where the back of the gearbox is, and start to work towards the front of the car. So, quite some days later, this is what I made. That's one of the, what they're called, cotter pins? No, they're not cotter pins, aren't they? I bought these to fix the clutch mechanism and then didn't use them because they weren't really right. Anyway, I got this mounted on the boot floor, which means I have to remove some stuff from the boot. But when that's done, I'll be able to hang the front of the rear of the back box on and then start looking forward. And I'm thinking to go around the side of the diff, what I'm going to do is take this and section it here, so we're going to get a little kink. But I'll think more about that once the back box is hung on. We can start to actually feel a bit more where I think it might go. So there is a plan here. The back box is hung on. Obviously it doesn't want to stay in a sensible place, but we can deal with that. That needs a big spreader plate in because it's really in the middle of the boot floor. What can you do there? I didn't know what this exhaust was going to be when I was doing this section. I've used the slotty together pieces that this came with, so there's a 90 degree and two, like 110 or something? No, 120, whatever. And that's going to go under the axle, or around the axle. Diff. It's coming out a bit far to here at the moment, so I'm going to take just an inch off of the ends of that one and that one, and see what that looks like. Because I just want it to snake round and come up in the middle here, and try and hit that notch, come onto that notch in the diff, which is for the exhaust. And then what I'll probably do is try and get the hanger in place on the diff, which is going to go just about there. And then we can sort of hang this section in and sort of hang this section in and see if that front support will actually be enough to support the back box, because my intention is that's supported over on a bit further to the right hand side of the car, and then this chunk is supported further to the left hand side of the car, and that will let it sit straight. But we shall see. Here's some progress. So I did build up that bend around the bottom of the diff. As I said, I cut off about an inch of these two rearmost pieces, and I've just been crawling under the car and welding, which is, you know, my least favourite type of welding. But just on the other side of here, I've tacked on a little bracket to act as a hanger right under the diff. So now that's hanging. It does need a bit of support because it's just shoved in at the rear. It's not clamped, so it still wants to twist. That's 2 points. The next one is about there, just behind the gearbox. So now I've got to see how that'll hang, because the silencer, it needs to sit inside the chassis rails here. It's a bit big, so it's not. It's currently just hanging on the chassis, and then that'll sort of see how all this balances, and yeah, getting there. So we've got to deal with this front section. Obviously, it can't go where it is because that goes straight into the chassis. I think what I'm going to do, well, I know what I'm going to do, is cut it here. We're not going to need more. I was thinking of taking a wedge out of the this section, and then putting the same wedge into the lower right angle section, just to because that's going to tilt that way, so we need the right angle there to open up a little bit in order to not push the exhaust pipes like straight up into the gearbox. But I don't know how much this needs to move, really. Now, I suppose it would be better to try and get more clearance rather than just do the minimum, and you know, if the engine mounts deteriorate, or yeah, I probably should still take a chunk out, shouldn't I? Because there's loads of room there, and there's no room there. So I'll continue doing that. I'm going to make sure that my alignment is nice, because I don't, you know, it needs to go back that way and not sort of off at an angle or anything weird. I'll pull that off again and then get the angle grinder out and see where we go. So I was wondering how to mark this up so I got the consistent angle, because I don't really care what the angle doesn't need much. I think what I'm going to do with this one is cut this and then turn it through 180 degrees. But the angle doesn't need to be huge, but it needs to be consistent, and it'd be easier if that angle, wherever I cut here, probably here, were the same, because then I need to think about anything, because it's going to be make the same change here as here, and then I get back that same ultimate from there to there is a right angle. So I went and found a bit of cardboard tube that happens to be the right diameter, and it actually contains bits for that boat. That's a long run project, and I just cut through it at roughly the angle I want where the wood saw. So that's a nice straight cut in the tube, and then I was able to slip the tube over the metal tube and mark it up. So get the angle grinder out, cut through there, then turn it all the way around, tack it up, and see what that looks like. So that's that in. I got a couple of tacks in. It turned out I actually cut it 180 degrees away from what I intended, which meant that if I'd have just turned the whole thing all the way around, it'd have been pointing forwards rather than backwards. However, it turned out that actually I've not put it on exactly, well, I don't know how much I've turned it, but as well as turning away from the front of the chassis, it needed to go a little bit towards the engine block so that the downpipe could clear the main chassis rail. So it's all worked out okay. And as you can just about see down there, that pipe is now pointing up towards the gearbox, so we've got to make a similar cut, do a similar bit of manipulation on the bottom of that bend, and try and get it all going straight backwards again. So this is where we got to. I'm slightly running into a little bit of trouble now because the silencer, mid-centre silencer, is actually slightly smaller diameter than the 2-inch tube. Like, tiny bit, but enough that it's making things a bit awkward. So I think what I'm going to have to do, put it straight over there, is cut out bits off of it, weld a bit of the 2-inch tube to it, and then attach it. This kit came with joiners. So that's going to give me a joiner about here, and it needs to be there because it's going to be too close if it goes here. It's going to be too awkward if it goes in here. And also I've now got to see, does my front section actually come off? Yeah, I've got another mounting tacked in just onto the gearbox there. A lot more welding than I was anticipating, but it seems to be going okay. So I tried to fit the centre silencer, and it's just that little bit too big. I would have had millimetres of clearance around the chassis rail, and maybe 5 to the prop shaft, and that's not going to work. So for the moment, I'm going straight pipe through the middle. If it sounds extremely loud, I have found a silencer that is a tiny bit narrower. So this is 88mm, and you get one that's 80. So we'll see what happens. It's actually now in place. It is tiniest bit off centre. You look at the boot lock and down. It's a little bit off to the right. But the whole system, I mean, lighting's awful, isn't it? But what? This is what I've got. The whole system's in. I've gone for a straight pipe in the middle. And if I cut a little bit off of this, that will let that move further in, and we'll also pull it a little bit this way, which we want because it's just, as I said, that little bit off to that side of the car, right side of the car. And what we've got left to do is make a spreader plate for the other side of this, because the boot floor is a bit flimsy at that point. Well, it's not designed to have an exhaust hang on it, but a nice big bit of something. We'll make that all right. And then I'm going to pull the whole thing off and weld what I'm going to weld. I was initially going to weld these bits that go around the diff together, but I think what I might actually leave this one free, because it helped installing the rear silencer, not the only silencer, having this one able to twizzle a little bit. So yeah, I will start pulling it all off, get on with the welding. And there we are. One DIY exhaust system. And all my little hangers are just made out of scraps of 2mm steel. And that actually used to be a coil bracket. So I do need some clamps, and I do need some nuts for the downpipe. Because I went out today and I bought some. These would be what I needed. But these are 2-inch exhaust clamps, not clamps when you're working with 2-inch exhaust. Because I need to be like 54mm. Because of the, obviously you're putting a tube over a 2-inch tube, 50mm tube. But once I've done some shopping for those, this will be able to go on, and then we're very, very close to being able to start the engine. Oh, I know, I need another fan belt, because this, I'm having a real, I bought 3 fan belts so far, and they either will go on and the alternator will hit the end of its tension in bracket, or it won't go on. So I'm going back and forth till I eventually find one that fits. So that is the final bit of the exhaust. Strangely enough, I just made myself a nice big 3mm steel spreader plate to hold on the bracket that's holding this, and ultimately, so a spare wheel sits here, and this like big, I think they're foam pedestals, whatever, that the spare wheel sits on, and then bolts to there. So that's hidden away, and also should be out of the way of the tyre. And you see now it's nice and solid because we're going over that rib and over a big chunk of the floor. And this front section got a bit of paint before putting it on, just because that's the bit I'm going to see, and then it wasn't going to go immediately rusty. And I think, I'm not sure if I mentioned this on camera much or not, but I managed to find a fan belt that fits. I think slightly concerned it's too shallow. At least I've got one that's the right length now. And that's us done with the exhaust. I don't know why I was waiting for that spreader plate to finish this, because nobody's really that interested in a chunk of steel, but that was the thing that was completing the job in my head. So with that done, what have we got left to do? I've actually done a little bit of wiring. I have got choke and ignition switch temporarily wired up. So the only thing I think that is missing now is a rocker gasket, which is on order, and then we try firing the engine. So if you want to see that, because I do, make sure you're subscribed, then you'll find out when that next episode appears. In the meantime, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.